Hey folks, it's Cherie Valentine, and I'm here with another episode of Tappy Break. Today we're going to explore disappointment, different couple of different perspectives. Thanks a lot for being here live with me and for watching the replays. And please remember to email me at cherievalentine.com and let me know how this is working for you. Of course, you can always leave comments right on the YouTube page, the event page, on Google+, and on my blog site. Anywhere you want to share the love, I really appreciate that. And maybe if you're really liking Tappy Break, you can tell more people about it and get them to listen to the replays or show up live too. So I'm Cherie Valentine, and I am a shamanic healer and an EFT specialist, a relationship, life, and spiritual coach. And I work with entrepreneurs, professionals, business owners to really step up into a more harmonious place in their business, in their life, so that they are really coming from their truth and showing up the way they want to and the way that they need to. I think we all have amazing gifts to share with this world, and as entrepreneurs, we especially want to do that, and sometimes there are things that block us and get in the way. And I find especially as we are growing and as we are expanding, some things might be there, and oftentimes it's to protect us. And I think that disappointment in many ways is one of those emotions that might show up to protect us. So it's a really important issue to address for you. And you may not be aware of anything right now that's disappointing you or that you're being disappointed. But I ask you to just be open-minded and open-hearted and stick with me and just let it unfold and see what shows up for you. I want to just remind you the Tappy Break is here every week. At 11 o'clock, I present it live, and the replays are always available. It's a very quick little tapping session, and oftentimes, although I try to cover some maybe specific things that I know are a universal specific sort of issue or challenge, it is general. So understand that, there's only so much that we're going to do in a few moments, but it's powerful. It's really, really powerful. I infuse these videos with a healing energy, with an intention that anyone who listens and taps along will receive what they need for their highest good. So, but sometimes you may not be able to get to the core of where something began for you, and that, when we can be that specific, can be the most powerful as far as releasing a whole bunch of things. So if you find that's the case for you, please know that I'm available to work with you privately. I offer some group work as well, and we can really get you up and running to your fullest capacity if something's kind of blocking you or keeping you stuck. So I like to start each session with just a little bit of a grounding. I think it's extremely important for us to be present in our bodies, present in our hearts, and to just let go of all the clutter of what's come before and what's coming after, and to give yourself these next few minutes as a true gift for yourself, to take time out in your day to honor yourself, to honor who you are, and to just get quiet and still. So take a big, deep cleansing breath in, and release it. And do that again. And let it go. Okay. So now find your own rhythm of breathing. You want your inhales to match the exhales. And this is something that you can do throughout the day. I actually recommend that maybe once an hour you stop what you're doing and just consciously breathe for a minute, just to reset your focus, just to remind yourself to be present, just to bring the best that you have to whatever you're working on. So put your attention on your root chakra. This is located at the base of your spine. And allow a grounding cord, a cord to grow from your root chakra down into the center of the earth. Now, some of you might actually see a grounding cord. Some of you might sense that it's happening or feel it. Some of you might just know. We all intuit information differently. We all are stronger in some areas than in other. And although we can develop them all, you notice what's your primary way right now of tuning in for yourself. Is it a visual? Is it a sensing? Is it a feeling? Is it a smell? Is it just a knowing? But ground and feel that connection. Know that connection exists for you. And expand that cord that you just created out past your physical body and out past your energy body. So that 360 degrees around you, about 2 feet out from you in all directions, you are firmly rooted into the center of the earth. And each time that you inhale, you are bringing in and receiving the gifts of the earth. It's grounding and support, nurturing, love, source. Anything it is that you need, you can receive by breathing in this earth energy and let it filling your body, filling the space that surrounds you, filling in your chakras. And every time that you're exhaling, you're releasing what no longer serves you. You're letting it go, and you're sending it down that grounding cord to the center of the earth, where it will be transmuted, and the energy will go where it's needed. You're done with it. Also, you want to put your attention now way above you and bring in a brilliant white light and allow it to fill that space around you, filling in your grounding cord right from way from above, right down into the center of the earth. And let that light, again, fill you with source, with connection. Let it light up your inner wisdom and your guidance. Let it light up for you what you're ready to let go of today when we tap. It's also a very cleansing and clearing energy, this light that you're bringing in. It's also very protective. Okay. Now I'd like for you to focus your attention for a moment on disappointment. Ask yourself, is there any area in your life right now, whether it's a personal or a professional place, where you may be experiencing some disappointment? Maybe you just had a launch and it didn't go so well. Maybe you went to a networking event and you didn't leave with a lead that excites you. Maybe you need to write and you haven't been able to start writing. Maybe you had an argument with your spouse, or you expected something from them and they didn't follow through. Could be your children even. So just pick one for now, okay? And focus in on that. Tune into yourself, and how does that feel for you as you think about that disappointment? If you were to rate it, with 0 being doesn't bother me at all, and 10 being it couldn't be worse, give it a number. And tune into your body and just notice, do you feel it in your body? You'd be surprised the information that our body has for us if we learned how to clue in and listen and ask questions and tune into what was going on. So do you feel maybe a tightness in your back, or clenching in your stomach, or a shooting pain down your leg? Maybe you just feel some heaviness, some tension. So again, tune in, because after we tap, I'm going to ask you to check back in with that number and with that feeling in your body and see if anything has shifted for you. Okay, we're going to start tapping now. So even though I have this disappointment, I accept and honor the feeling. Even though I'm feeling really disappointed right now, I accept myself and this feeling. Even though I feel disappointed, I choose to let that be okay and allow it to speak to me and help me understand it so I can let it go. Okay. I am so disappointed. I'm not even sure why I feel this disappointed. It's really not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal at all. But it feels like a big deal. It feels really heavy, really tight. This disappointment is so big. And I don't know why. I shouldn't be disappointed. Maybe my expectations are just too high. Maybe I want too much. I don't like feeling this. And it isn't just that I feel disappointed. I worry that I disappointed somebody too. This disappointment seems to show up out of nowhere. And I don't know why. It feels like it isn't just this time. It feels like it's all the time. Every time this situation happens, I end up feeling disappointed. All the time. Maybe it's possible that it's not just this disappointment I'm feeling. Usually I just ignore it. I don't know what to do with it. So every time I get disappointed, it's compounded. So I'm not just feeling this disappointment. I'm feeling every other time I was disappointed and didn't acknowledge it or didn't know what to do with it. I wonder when this disappointment first began. When was the first time I really felt disappointed over something like this? If I can't name it now, that's okay. But I am inviting that voice. I'm inviting that memory to reveal itself to me so I can tap on it. I can feel the full breath of that disappointment and then let it go. I have every right to feel disappointed. That's true. And I don't want to judge it anymore. I don't want to ignore it anymore. It's become a habit. There's a part of me so deep that just expects to be disappointed. That just expects that I will disappoint others. That just expects I'll disappoint myself. It has become part of me, like a truth. And it's time to let that go. I can release this habit of feeling disappointed. I can release this expectation that I will be disappointed. I can release this expectation that I will disappoint others. I can release this expectation that I will disappoint myself. Yes, I have lots of stories to prove all those times that I've been disappointed. I have all those stories that I can prove I've disappointed others and let them down. And I certainly have all those stories I can tell you where I've let myself down and disappointed myself. And so I'm going to take some time and tap through all these points. And I'm going to tell those stories because this is the safest way to do it. I'm going to prove how right I am to have these expectations and beliefs around disappointment while I'm tapping. Because if I'm tapping and I'm voicing and I'm feeling, I'm also releasing. And it will help me to maybe see a different perspective. Maybe I can see that disappointment in a new light when I let go of the story and the attachment and the belief and the righteousness that I have around it. So I give myself permission to allow disappointment to speak to me, to not judge it, to listen to it, to hear it, to feel it, and to let it go. I've been feeling this level of disappointment in every cell of my body for so long that it has become part of who I am in my reality. And I give every cell in my body permission to release that energy, to release that expectation, to release that belief. I give my body permission. I give my energy system permission. I give my subconscious mind permission to release this expectation of disappointment and instead to believe that I can feel satisfied, that my needs will be served, that I'm serving the needs of others, I'm serving my own needs. I release this expectation that I will be a disappointment or that I will be disappointed. I open myself up to expansion, to love, to success, and to joy. Take a breath. Big clearing breath. That was a lot. So I'd love for you to check in right now, please, on the specific thing that you chose as your disappointment and see, has that number lessened? Has it increased? Did something else show up instead? That's all good information for you. So you want one thing until it's down to a 0 and it doesn't have any impact on you anymore, and then you can tap on another. Sometimes, though, if it shifts, be careful because sometimes your aspects may shift. So you might not even be feeling disappointment right now, but maybe you're feeling something else instead. So that means the disappointment has gone away, but it's revealed another area of an emotional response that you're having to that situation. So it's just another opportunity for you to release and clear and grow. So, pay attention and keep tapping. You can use this video. You can go and use any of the other tapping breaks. I think there's at least 8 to 10 of them right now that I've done before this. And they all have a different subject, a different topic. So please, please, please use them for your highest good. This is Cherie Valentine. And if you liked that grounding meditation that we did when we started tapping, you can download an audio of that, a 7-minute version of that at my website at cherievalentine.com. And I hope to see you next week. Have a great day and have a day that makes you happy.